Do clock's ticking.
You are live with Third Down with Morgan Holder. I am Morgan.
And I'm Holder. Welcome to the show.
You are nobody important right now. I'm beyond upset with you, Holder, and you're gonna know why in a little bit.
I don't even like you, but okay.
I want to give a shout out to First Take, Undisputed, and Mike. And yes, I said those names again.
In that order.
I don't have to be that order, but just saying.
Well, you say that every week. You say not necessarily in that order, but you always do it in that order.
We'll mix it up. I'll mix it up next time.
Anyway, let's just be realistic about it because I like to send my shout out to the pivot. Ryan Clark, ex-Pittsburgh Steelers, great safety. Speak for yourself. I show in the game and get up with Greeny. The best show, with the exception of course, Rex Ryan and that other quarterback guy that was scared of
Orlovsky.
Other guy. Yeah, Dan Orlovsky.
Holder, you said one of the Pittsburgh greats, but what you forgot, man, to mention it is the greatest Pittsburgh running back, Franco Harris. We got to keep his family and loved ones in thoughts and prayers, man, with his passing.
Absolutely.
I am very shocked that he passed away. I didn't know he was even sick, and they was going to retire his jersey Saturday.
And that's the funny thing about it. I was in a great mood because this weekend was coming up, and they were going to do the whole ceremony thing. And what do I wake up to? Your text message telling me the bad news.
Well, if I didn't tell you, I would get a
bad news.
Well, if I didn't tell you, I'll get a text message. How come you didn't tell me this? Or did you slip? So I wanted to tell you. Yeah, it might have been bad news for you, but at the same time, like, it was football news. People need to know what happened. People know what's going on, and you are one of those people.
Absolutely, but prayers go out to his family, his fans, ex-teammates, the Steeler Nation, of course. It's a shocking blow. It really is.
Oh, definitely. I'm ready for them. I'm gonna watch the retirement ceremony. I'm not a Pittsburgh fan, but I would definitely like to see like his number and whatnot get retired Saturday. So I'm gonna give it up and watch it. I'm still gonna watch my Vikings.
Absolutely.
I'm still gonna watch the Vikings play though. So the Vikings, you heard me, man. We had a crazy week with football this past week. A lot of upsets, a lot of comebacks. One particular upset that kind of took me by surprise. Well, it didn't take me by surprise. One upset that I strongly expected it was the Lions. They beat the Jets 20-17. I think this right here puts them in a good place to take a playoff spot.
Yeah, Minnesota's playoff spot probably.
I doubt it. Minnesota has clinched the playoffs and clinched the division, so I doubt it.
It took them overtime session to do it.
Oh, man. We talk about that game in a little bit, but that was a crazy game. But, yeah, I mean, with all the upsets, and this is one particular upset that I wasn't surprised, but I was like, holy, wow, I'm glad the Vikings won, because if not, that put the Lions in good place to take the division. And I definitely didn't want that to see going and slip away, because the Lions, don't get me wrong, the Lions are pretty good this year, but I don't think they're playoff material.
I've been telling you that every week. Now, it was a toss-up for me because you had Jacksonville the Jets that were doing semi-good.
Oh, God.
And upsetting teams. And now you got the Lions, who are basically on the same gravy train.
But what's crazy is that the Jets was winning, they fell off. The Lions was losing, and they're winning. Like, they're keeping that pace.
They know what's at stake. Well, they knew what was at stake. So, hats off to them and their coaches. Right?
Oh, definitely.
I mean, they got it together. Next year, watch out.
I still don't think Goff is going to be that quarterback. I mean, he did pretty good this past week, but I don't think he's going to be that quarterback to to get them the division title or Super Bowl. And I could be wrong. But that's how I feel.
This season was a season for him to dig into the playbook, become more familiarized with the offense. And he's got weapons, and I'm sure in the draft we'll be getting weapons.
Oh man, definitely. Last year when the Lions got Jared Goff, I told you that the Rams won this trade. But now with all the injuries that's going on with Stafford this year, I kind of think the Lions are going to win this trade. I mean, yeah, the Rams won the Super Bowl, but Jared Goff, he's healthy, he's young, so I'll see how it plays out.
He's healthy and young, but what was the goal? The goal was to get that Super Bowl win.
Oh, definitely, he got it.
They got it. So I think the Rams got the better of the two. Yes, Stafford is getting older, but I think he's still got a lot left. Jared Goff is just growing into his own. He hit a slump, and now I think he's got a second win because of the coaching staff over there.
Well, not just that. He knows his job's in jeopardy. It's like everybody else's job's in jeopardy. He wants to be that starter. He wants to be that guy, and I think the Lions fit him really well.
We shall see.
So, but I'm sorry to do this, Cowboys fans, but the best upset of all week was Jacksonville beating the Cowboys. Oh my God, that was amazing. But I'm going to put this
to the Dak Prescott turnovers.
No, that's what I was going to say. So my two brothers, we was watching this game, and they're both Cowboys fans, right? And I looked at them, and I told them that if Prescott turns the ball over one time, that whole game, they're going to lose. And that first interception, I was like, it's over. They're done. They're going to lose. But when Lawrence Trevor fumbled that ball, I was like, oh, my God, the Cowboys might have a shot. Overtime. What happened? Interception. And ran it back for a 6. I was like, yeah, he's going to do it in the playoffs, and it's going to cause them to lose.
Yeah, I'm not a Cowboys fan. My brother will rest his soul. He was a diehard Cowboys fan, and I've just never been on board with Dallas. Now, there are a few choice players that I do like.
Yeah, I like Pollard. Pollard's really good. And I want to see him succeed, but not with the Cowboys.
Really?
Yeah. I think he's better than Elliott. I think Cowboys messed around and gave Elliott all this money for nothing. When you had Tony Pollard over there who's really good, and back in my mind, he's way better than Elliott. And you're giving Elliott all this money. So, yeah, I like to see Pollard succeed, but not with the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
I hear you doing all this, but where do you think the Jaguars will be next year?
Oh, man. If Jacksonville stays healthy and they keep everybody – because they're young. They're young. And that defense is something else, and it shows. I can see them being the AFC they're division champs in the NFC. I can see them being over Houston, Texas, the Colts, Tennessee Titans. I can see them being number 1. And no disrespect for the Colts fans or Houston or Tennessee fans, but right now Jacksonville is definitely a big issue for you guys next year. And you got to think about the draft. Who they're going to get? Because Trevor Lawrence, he's molding. You have Jones, who's molding. Like, these guys are going to play together for so many years because they're so young. They're going to mold. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, I think they'll be pretty good. I think they'll be in the run, but because Tennessee doesn't seem like a really strong team. This could be Tannehill's last starting year.
I think Tennessee should go ahead and give him. I mean, yes, let them go, but trade him, get some assets. Like, you can at least get a 4th, 5th round pick, if not a 6th round pick for him, and that's on a good day. On a bad day, you're probably gonna get a 7th round pick.
So you gotta let Malik Williams start.
Oh yeah. He needs his chance. Look what Pitt. I mean, not saying anything bad about Pitt, but look what Pitt's doing. Pitt's letting Kenny Pickett shine. So why can't Tennessee not do that?
It's not guaranteed that Tannehill will play this next game either. You know, he's expressed that his pain threshold is at a 10.
But you know what? That's what he gets for saying that it's not his job during his past season, past off season. It's not his job. It's your job now, ain't it, buddy?
It's not his job. It's not his job to mentor.
Yeah,
the young rookie.
That's what he said. It's not his job to mentor. But now, you know what? Now look, that rookie's hungry. He's come for your job. So that's what you get. Karma's biting him.
Well, he's got a lot to learn. And I think the best time to do it is to learn while Tannehill's out. That way, going into next season, he'll have some games under his belt, and hopefully he'll do a lot of studying with defensive fronts.
Hopefully. I like to see Jacksonville on top. Holder, this next topic you should be happy about. You should love this next topic. Trubisky actually got a win in Pittsburgh.
I'm not happy about that.
You should have because Pitt won.
Terrible. I don't care. I give that game to the defense. Though Trubisky didn't have any turnover.
He didn't, but he didn't have a touchdown either.
The running game and the defense.
You said running game, but Harris only had 86 yards.
He only had 86, but combined. Over 100 plus yards
with one touchdown. But Harris had most of his carries of 24 carries. Can you really say the running game was on point? Because I'm looking at the carries.
21 play drive. 21 plays.
Hey, I'm just saying Harris had majority of the carries for 86 yards.
3 21 plus play drive in the history of the NFL. That's a clock eater.
That's true, but with that being said, I figured they would have more yards rushing than what they got.
Well, I know you're on a Trubisky bandwagon.
Don't cuss at me.
I'm standing my ground.
Don't cuss at me. You know I don't like.
I am standing my ground. I choose to go the other direction. I think Trubisky did what a backup is supposed to do.
Exactly. So here's the thing. I'm not on Mitch's bandwagon. I'm just saying that you are giving props to the running backs, but at the same time, the running backs hasn't really done squat. I mean, again, Harris 24 carries, only 86 yards. He should have over 100 yards with 24 carries.
Combined rushing, they've been averaging over 156 yards a game, so that's all that matters.
Okay. So I'm going to give you
the tempo of the game on the ground.
Okay, I'm going to give you.
The defense only allowed Carolina to rush for 21 yards.
Okay.
Defense, and Carolina was averaging 170-something yards a game.
I'll give you to the defense. The defense did really well. Now, I got a question to ask you because I'm looking at the stats. Mr. Sam here threw 225 yards. Do you think of Mitch Trubisky doing an interception, do you think Carolina would have won?
If Mitch Trubisky gets on the field, Carolina, I picked Pittsburgh, but I just thought that Carolina would win. I just had no faith.
You know what makes me? I was irritated with you because when I looked, and I was like, "Oh my God, Mitch is starting," and I picked Pittsburgh. I knew back in my mind I couldn't go back. But
what are you talking about? I told you practiced.
Hey, you said you practiced. I was under impression he was going to start. When you said practice, I was under impression he was going to start.
That's your deal. I have nothing to do with
that. I'm just saying, man. When I seen that,
your deal.
When I seen that, I wanted to cry. I was like, "Oh man."
Well, you know what? Big game. We'll talk about our picks later, but pretty big weekend. We got games tomorrow. We have games. Multiple games Saturday.
Yeah. Majority of the games are Saturday, which I can't. I'm pretty pumped about that because shoot, that means come Sunday I can eat and sleep. I don't got to worry about no games. I can watch some highlights because my team plays Saturday.
Oh my God! You're not an NFL fan. You're like Vikings fan cut and dry.
Hey, I'm just saying, Sunday is Christmas. I'm going to eat well. And you know what happens when you eat well, right? You get tired. So you want to sleep.
Morgan,
Just saying.
we are coming close to the close of the season.
Don't remind me, please. Don't remind me. Because we talked about
When
this.
that happened, you are going to say, quote, unquote,
I can't wait.
football season was still going on.
You're right.
So watch football while you eat. Because
Put it that way.
the draft, and that's what, April?
Shoot, end of April, almost May.
So you got March, you got February, March, and April of no football.
Yeah, you're right.
It's okay. I have to
I mean,
argue with you about yourself.
with no football, there's always baseball for me, so.
Oh, God. Okay. What's next? What do you got? Serving next?
What is next? Oh my God, I was at work sweating. The Vikings came back 33 down and won 39-36 against the Colts.
Are we talking about this game? Really? Are we really talking about this game?
Do you not know who I'm a fan of? I'm a fan of the Vikings. Yes, I'm going to talk about my team. When we talk about your team, I'm talk about my team, the Vikings. I mean, honestly, Cousins did not throw an interception, which I'm proud of. But he didn't do He didn't do good either. He went 34 for 54, 460 yards with 4 touchdowns. I'm lying. I'll take that back. He threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah, I was at home, and I texted you the score, and I gave you some details, and I was eating it up. And as the game progressed, I was like, uh-oh, this is actually turning out to be a good game. And it was one of the best games other than the Houston-Buffalo game. Came back from a bigger score than they did. What was it, 33 points?
Yeah, we was down 33. But here's the thing, though. KJ Osborne, he came alive in that game. Like, he had a breakout game. And I hope he plays like that for the rest of the year, all the way until next year. Because this guy was unbelievable. Yes, I like Adam Thielen. But if KJ Osborne plays like this, I think this will be our third target. It gives us third target.
The Lions were aligned that day. It was just the solar system was in disarray.
Oh, whatever, man. He had 10 catches for 157 yards.
Yeah, but he waited till how long into the season?
That's what I'm saying. I hope he does this more often because this gives us more power. Because then you have Jefferson who had 12 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown. With that being said, with those two guys, and you have Adam Thielen, and not to mention you have T.J. Hawkinson. So with those guys, oh, man, can you imagine the power we can have next year? If everybody stays healthy.
You said you don't think Thielen will be there next year.
I don't think so. That's my theory. I could be wrong, but it's my theory. I don't think Alexander will be there either because he backs up Cook, and I think he's way better than Cook. But, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. I'm not high on Cook, but see what happens. Cook never.
Yeah, KJ had a good game though. He not only was he catching passes, but he was advancing the ball after contact.
Oh, definitely.
Playing really strong. He was playing really strong.
Well, I mean,
I watched the game, and I have to admit, I was in awe. Still not a big fan of Cousins, but
when you text me, I was in the middle of talking to a customer, and when you text me, I was like, man, I'm at work, can't watch it. So what I did was, after I got done, I stuck away and I looked at it, I was like, oh my God, 33-0. I was like, it's over with. I even told a coworker, I was like, the Vikings are done. They're gonna lose. They was down 33-0. And that same customer told me, because he was watching on his computer, like Sean, he was like, come here, look at this. And let me tell you, they came back, and I was in shock.
I thought it was over. After the pick six, the blocked punt.
Oh, God.
Touchdown.
Well, when they had 21 within, was a couple minutes of the third quarter, I was like, yeah, they're done. But I also told the same coworker, I was like, this team, the Vikings is a second half team. But I was like, if they play against us like this against the Philadelphia Eagles or 49ers, they're going to lose. So
keep the faith. Keep the faith.
But man, we're going to see what happens, man. I can't wait. I want them to, even though I know back in my mind they're going to have a wild card game. I want them to win that game because they cannot advance past that game at all. And I feel like if they can advance that round, then they can move on. I'm not saying move on to the Super Bowl, but they can move on to the divisional round.
Oh my God! Would you stop it?
I'm just saying. Because you got to think about it, right? You got to think about it. My suggestion, here's my theory. I think it'll be 49ers Cowboys. And I think it'll be Minnesota and Tampa Bay in a wild card. I could be wrong, but that's how I feel.
You think Tampa Bay? Well, Tampa Bay.
They're division leaders.
Yeah, because what's probably lost?
Seattle,
Carolina.
yeah. Carolina, yeah, yep.
But okay, well, what do you got next? Because I'm starting to turn poker over here. I'm gonna need CPR.
Oh man, what's next? Man, what's next is I'm gonna win this week again because I beat you last week, and I told you I would, and you was like, "No, I'm gonna win." Do you remember that conversation we had?
You were sweating.
I wasn't sweating.
You were sweating
because you only beat me one game.
Even though we both picked the Vikings.
You beat me one. You beat me one game.
You weren't even remotely interested when you heard the Vikings were losing.
Nah, I was pretty.
The Vikings won, then I started getting all these texts. I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat. Oh my God!
Even though we picked, because you gotta think, man. Like you had the Browns losing. I had the Browns winning. Like we can go do this all day. We can go back and forth. But at the end of the day, I beat you.
I pick underdog sometimes.
So let me ask you this question. I'm gonna throw this out there because tomorrow is Jacksonville and the Jets, right? I picked Jacksonville. The question I have for you, and I wanted to ask you this last night when this came through my phone. Why did you pick the Jets? Because you sit here and you said every week Jacksonville's defense, the front seven is really good, and you just said here maybe 10 minutes ago the Jets are failing. Why did you pick the Jets over Jacksonville?
Sauce Gardner. And I don't think Jacksonville has a receiver that can beat him. Did
you not see the receiver? Diggs is – don't get me wrong when I tell you this, okay? Diggs is better than Sauce Gardner. Did you see what Zay Jones did against him?
Diggs? We're not playing the Cowboys.
Jacksonville did last weekend, okay?
We're not. The Jets aren't playing the Cowboys.
That's all I'm saying. You said Gardner's good. You said there's no receiver on Jacksonville that can go past Sauce. I'm telling you, Diggs is better than Sauce. Zay Jones did his thing against Diggs. What makes you think he won't do his thing against Sauce Gardner?
Negative.
Okay. I guess we're going to wait and see.
I have my picks. You have your picks. This is my week. If it's not my week, I will get you the following week.
I don't know about that, boss.
Stop judging.
I'm not judging. I'm not judging at all. I'm just telling you. I'm giving you what you told me before. I'm relitling it to you, like telling you, hey, you told me about Jacksonville's front seven. You just said Jets is falling off, and you picked the Jets. I'm just saying.
Jacksonville is good. They're not consistent. That's why I didn't go with Jacksonville.
Okay, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. So you want to tell us the score about tomorrow's game?
I don't do scores for lames. For you to. I can tell you this.
Are you scared?
3-point difference.
Oh, what?
3-point difference.
Okay.
With the Jets winning. Jets by 3.
Okay, so if Jacksonville wins, I don't hear you crying. Okay.
I don't cry. I only cry when Pittsburgh loses.
You shouldn't say that live.
These other teams mean nothing to me when they lose. It's not a big deal.
Next though is Buffalo and Chicago. We both got Buffalo, but I'm going to ask you this question. Chicago gave Philadelphia a run for the money this past weekend. Do you think Chicago can upset Buffalo?
Absolutely not.
I just wanted to ask that question.
Where did that come from?
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, like Buffalo. I think Buffalo they're not as good as Philadelphia, and that's what got me thinking was, hey, Chicago almost beat Buffalo or almost beat Philadelphia last weekend, and Buffalo isn't, to me, is not compared to Philadelphia because I think Philadelphia is 10 times better than Buffalo, and that's why I had to ask that question.
Morgan, the problem is you were thinking. Okay.
I guess.
Stop.
I guess.
Just go with what you know, Mr. Stats.
I love stats.
You love stats.
I
But
do.
You know what? Sometimes your stats lose this game.
They haven't passed 3 weeks. I mean, even though we tied 1 week, but just saying.
Regardless,
I'm taking that as a win.
the game I picked beat your team because your team had better stats going into the game.
All right, so
I'm just saying.
So for your listeners out there, if you want to, chime in, go ahead, shoot some comments. At the end of the show, I'll give you an email. You can shoot some emails to us about this game. But I want to know your feedback for this week's picks. Let us know, and next week we'll read them out. So next game, Holder, I'm surprised you did this. We both have Cleveland beating New Orleans. I know I picked Cleveland for. But the question is, you need Cleveland to lose so Pittsburgh can keep winning and winning out. Because if not, if Cleveland keeps losing or winning and Pitt keeps winning, guess what? Cleveland has advantage over Pittsburgh right now. I'm surprised you got Cleveland winning.
I'm just more concerned this season about Tomlin having a no losing season.
I respect
I don't think
that.
we're going to get into the playoffs. But if Tomlin can get to 9-8, it doesn't matter. Cleveland's not going to go to the playoffs.
Oh, definitely not. I don't think Pittsburgh is either.
But I think Cleveland is a better team than New Orleans.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you. Can't argue. Next up on the picks, we both got Tennessee beating Houston. Here's the question. Houston almost beat KC. KC is 10 times better than Tennessee. Where do you think if Tennessee loses, do you think Tennessee's playoff hopes are gone?
If Tennessee loses, I don't think their playoff hopes are gone, but they're clearly not a contender if they make the play. They won't be a contender at all.
I respect that.
Not solid enough.
I respect that.
They're
Yeah.
not solid enough. Plus, you got Malik Bland.
He
hasn't really been impressive as a rookie.
But
He's learning.
But he hasn't had time to go out there and progress like Kenny Pickett has.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. He's playing as a rookie, and he doesn't have a lot of experience.
Do you
because of Tannehill's availability?
Do you think? And hear me out when I ask you before you say anything. Do you think that Houston's defense can stop Willis?
I picked Houston. No, I picked Tennessee.
Yeah, I know. I'm just asking. You. Do you think Houston's defense can stop Willis?
I don't. Houston impresses me more with their offense because of Pierce, and I just think the way that they went through Kansas City like a hot knife through butter. It was just amazing, and I thought they were going to win that game.
Oh, I did too, especially when the overtime. And here's my take. I don't think Tennessee's defense is even a top 10 defense. So I really think Houston has a good shot. I mean, that's why I picked Tennessee, but I think Houston has a good shot of running all over Tennessee.
Well, it's a divisional game, right? I mean, and Houston has beat Tennessee in the past.
That is true. That is true. I can't wait. We got all these games Saturday. We got some good picks. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait.
We shall see.
Now we both. Go ahead.
We both did what?
We both picked Kansas City over Seattle. Speaking of Seattle, how's the weather out there in Washington?
You had to bring that up.
I had to bring it up. How is that weather treating you, buddy?
It's morbid. I can't stand it. I don't know if I'm going to survive. Okay.
But
I might as well be in Buffalo right now.
yeah, we both got Kansas City, man, and honestly, the way that Kansas City played against Houston, I think Seattle was a little bit better than Houston. Do you think Seattle could upset Kansas City this week?
No way.
I was thinking that before I made this pick, but I was like, Seattle's defense hasn't shown me anything. I was like, the offense is okay-ish, but that defense wins championships, and they haven't shown me nothing on defense.
Well, you have been impressed with Seattle this season for some strange reason.
Geno Smith, I mean, he's unbelievable this year. Unbelievable. I don't know what's going on with that guy. He hasn't been good since he's been in the league.
For some strange reason.
He hasn't been good since he's been in the league. He's been a backup. And he goes to Seattle and he's like playing like he's a Pro Bowler who won a Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't get it. The next pick.
Like I said in the past, him and Brissett are pretty much the same type quarterback.
I think Brissett's a little bit better. I think he's a little bit better.
Oh, you went there.
I'm sorry. Brissett, he has up and down moments, but he's a lot better than Geno Smith. Geno Smith, I tell you,
all the experience Geno Smith had, you still give Brissett the edge.
Yes, Geno Smith isn't consistent. I mean, neither one of them are consistent, right? But at least Brissett can, he has that long arm. He can give you 20 to 25 yards. Geno Smith, he's like one of those guys who can do it one time, next time out, throws an interception.
I'm glad you're not an analyst on one of these big time shows where people can see your face while you're saying these things.
Hey, look, I don't care about Seattle fans. I don't care about Cleveland Browns fans. I care about the Minnesota Vikings fans. I don't care about nobody else.
So you're telling me you're not going to apologize to those fans?
I'm slightly sorry, though, I've hurt your feelings. I'm probably going to get hate mail now, but it's okay. Like, I'm being honest. I'm being honest. The next pick, I love this because it's Minnesota and the Giants. And, of course, I got Minnesota. I'm surprised that you went for Minnesota instead of going against me this week.
Do you really think I would pick the Giants?
I don't know. I mean, for a second, I wanted.
Do you really think?
I'm not gonna lie to you. For a second, I wanted to because I was still kind of upset because of them almost losing to the Colts of all people. The Colts of all people almost beat the Minnesota Vikings. I almost cried a little bit while I was doing this pick. I was like, you know what? I'm a Minnesota Viking fan for life. I gotta choose my team.
There are things that you've done in the past, but this is like one of the lowest.
I'm sorry. I'm still butthurt though. We should have like we discussed. Minnesota should have went out there and just destroyed the Colts. Instead, they almost destroyed us.
Oh, that's because it's Minnesota. Come on.
I mean, you know what? No comment on that one because I was talking. I'm just thinking.
It's Minnesota, dude.
I'm just thinking about the time we talked about how Minnesota lost 4 Super Bowls. One player ran it back for the other team's touchdown. Matter of fact. So yeah, but
what do you got next? Come on.
Man, next pick is Jamar Chase and the Bengals. I picked them over New England.
Why would you do that?
Because New England is not showing me anything, and I like Jamar Chase.
Why would you do that?
Like Jamar Chase. He's one of my favorite receivers in the league. One of them. So.
Why would you do that? Now I picked the Bengals as well.
I'm surprised you did that because you need the Bengals to lose.
I don't need anybody to lose. I already know what our destiny is.
Not making the playoffs?
I will pick Pittsburgh every game as long as Mike Tomlin gets his winning season. At this point, it is the only thing I care about.
I agree.
That's it.
I pick Pitt because you're a good friend of mine, and if I don't pick Pitt, you be in your feelings.
Excuse me? I care not about your picks. Whether you pick against my boys or not, you will either hate the fact that you picked against them, or you may say, I told you so. But regardless, unlike you, I'm not sensitive. When I picked against the Vikings, you had a connection pick. I thought I was going to have to call the suicide hotline.
I wouldn't say suicide hotline.
You were impossible, dude. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's because we're supposed to be boys.
The Buffalo game?
Supposed to have my back. Next game.
Okay.
Next game, we both picked Detroit over Carolina. I picked Detroit because, again, Detroit has shown me some promise here. So I got them. Carolina hasn't shown me anything besides letting Baker Mayfield go, which I'm happy about.
Well, come on, man. The Lions are clearly the better team.
Definitely. I mean, yeah. I can't argue with that. They are a better team. So, but again, they are playing in Carolina. But the Lions defense is that's all I'm gonna say. So
You don't have a choice. The Lions have a better the Lions were threatening Minnesota. If Minnesota would have lost that game, you would have been in fear that the Lions could win out.
They can still win out, but I'm just happy that they can't win the division.
Of course you are.
Hey, I'm happy. Wouldn't you be happy if Pittsburgh won the division?
Of course. We've owned that division. You know, what have we lost? Like a couple of times? We lost it a couple of times to Cincinnati and Baltimore. Big deal. But for the latter part of all those decades, that's our division, dude.
Wow, I think this is Minnesota's. I think Minnesota's will take over the division now since the Green Bay Packers have fallen off. Bears suck still, and the Lions are Lions.
You say the Bears, you know, you're just racking up all these fan hate mails.
I'll be all right. I'm a big boy. The question is, are you okay out there in Washington is the question.
Dude, when you get to the next game, stop bringing up Washington.
Because you said you would never go back.
Washington is... Anyway.
We both have Baltimore over Atlanta. I picked Baltimore in the hopes of Lamar Jackson playing because Atlanta's Atlanta. Atlanta is not consistent of winning. They're consisting of losing right now. They've been losing ever since that Super Bowl loss. So I'm picking Baltimore.
Is this Ritter's first game, or did he play last week?
He played last week, and they lost.
Well, can Baltimore stop Cordero Patterson?
That is I don't think no team can do that this year. No team can stop him. He stops himself by getting hurt, but no team stops him this year. That guy is he's an animal. I can't believe the Vikings let him go.
Yeah, well, you know that's what the Vikings do.
Get all these good players and let them go. The next pick was no hesitation at all. And this pick I'm doing. I did it for a reason. I had the 49ers beating Washington. Washington's defense cannot hold up to 49ers offense, and 49ers defense is going to stop Washington's offense. That's not even.
I mean,
even with pure, that quarterback over, third string quarterback over there in 49ers, I think he meshes really well with that offense. I mean, he's no Jimmy G, but I think that when Trey Lance gets back, he might be a second string.
Dude, that's like saying the Chicago Bears of today beat the team on turf.
That was funny.
That's a no-brainer, dude. Come on. This game has no magnitude whatsoever.
And here's my thought, man. Chase Young hasn't played. He is active, but he hasn't played. I think go ahead and put him on the IR for the rest of the year. Open that spot up for somebody else. I mean, we got, what, 4 games left?
San Francisco should probably build up a lead and put in the backups.
Maybe a punter at quarterback?
Oh, that hurt.
I'm just saying, Washington's defense probably couldn't stop the punter at quarterback. The punter at quarterback probably throw two touchdowns.
That hurt.
I'm
you
just
should apologize to the fans.
I don't think we got any.
Terrible.
I don't think no fans is for Washington. I'm sorry. Washington hasn't had fans since I can remember.
You were riding high on Washington. What are you talking about? But Chase Young hasn't been back. Maybe he's coming back this game.
No, I don't think he will. Because I like Chase Young, that's why. But I don't think he's coming back. I think he needs to be done for the rest of the year. They got 3-4 games left. Go ahead, put him on IR, and open up a spot for somebody else. That's me.
Wow.
That's me. This next one, I have Philadelphia winning, but I kind of want the Cowboys to win. So that way, Philadelphia will be up 1 game against Minnesota, so we can have close to like almost the same record. Because I definitely want to buy. So I hope Philadelphia. I got Philadelphia winning, but I hope they lose this game. Sorry, Eagle fans. Sorry.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, I know it's not gonna happen because Prescott he don't know how to stop throwing interceptions. That defense won't be able to stop Philadelphia's offense. I mean, I get Jalen Hurts hurt. It's his shoulder, but is that going to give Philadelphia, or is that going to give Cowboys a reason to stop Philadelphia? Nope. Because guess what? Jalen can still play. He's been practicing. Hasn't shown no sign of letting up. So
I don't think he's going to play.
I think he will.
I think they've done enough. Well, they have clinched the division.
Oh, they got the division already, yeah.
So it's not going to hurt anything.
I mean, even with Minshew, I think Minshew could still beat the Cowboys. I mean, Prescott's going to throw 2 interceptions.
It's just too many. It's too much talent over there on that side of Pennsylvania, and Dallas just showed how good they were against Jacksonville.
I'm just saying, you're not going to bypass what I said. Prescott is going to go 2 interceptions, and Minshaw's still going to beat the Cowboys. Of Jalen Hurts don't play.
Yeah, okay, Swami.
I'm just saying. Last game is Pittsburgh and Las Vegas. We both got Pittsburgh. And that's no gimme for me because Las Vegas hasn't shown me anything. And yes, I talked about Adams and Carter being, the best quarterback receiver duo. But they haven't shown me anything coming forward besides here and there.
Well, Pittsburgh is going to win this game. A, Kenny Pickett is playing. B, Franco Harris just passed away. They got to dedicate this game because this is the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception.
Oh, yeah.
And they beat the Raiders in that game.
But
the first playoff game they ever played.
And it wasn't because Franco Harris, ain't he the reason why they won? Because he wouldn't stop running? He picked the ball up.
The Immaculate Reception, dude.
Yeah.
This is when you think about it, you put everything into listen to my mindset. Listen to my thought process. It's the anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. They're playing Raiders. Another Harris is in the backfield.
That is true. That is true.
And we lost the great Harris. And the Steelers.
And you can't forget that Pittsburgh is also. Not just that Rodgers win his game, not just that, but they also are retiring his number or jersey. So that's another reason for them to win because his loved ones are going to be in the stands.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah,
this has to happen.
I can't wait for that game
players
because
are going to be so motivated to play this game. It's going to be pretty good.
I can't wait for that game because I can't wait to see what Harris does. I can't wait to see what Watt does. Oh man, it's gonna be really crazy.
It'll be good. What do you got next?
Sunday's just 4 games, man. We both got Miami over Green Bay. Green Bay hasn't shown me anything besides they can lose. So Miami, man, I don't think Green Bay can stop Hill as either or Waddle. So that's why I got Miami. I got Miami because of that. But anything can happen.
Anything can happen. I picked Miami too. If they were in Green Bay, maybe Green Bay, but no, Miami can.
I agree with you. I mean, Miami needs this. They need to win this game so they can make the playoffs. I mean, not saying they won't make the playoffs, but they definitely need to win this game.
Why did you pick the Rams over Denver?
Look. I did that for a reason. Okay, I want to try to give you a win this week. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick the Rams.
What were you thinking?
I just said I'm trying to give you a win. Trying to give you an easy win to you. I'm tired of beating you every week.
Don't think about me. Let's do this for yourself.
Now, when I did this pick, man, I know Broncos will probably win, but at the same time, Wilson he doesn't show up at games like he's supposed to.
You're talking about the Baker Mayfield beating.
I'm saying the Rams are going to beat the Broncos. I'm not saying Baker Mayfield. I'm saying the Rams. A team. Not one player. A team.
You're saying Baker Mayfield.
I'm saying the Rams' team. The Rams' defense. So Aaron Donald, the Rams' defense, and Jalen Ramsey is going to beat the Denver Broncos offense.
Okay. Well, you'll be apologizing to the Denver fans next week.
Oh, I'm not apologizing to no fans next week. It's not my fault their team sucks.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm just saying. I get on social media here and there, and when they got Russell Wilson, it was like, oh, my God, we're going to Super Bowl. How is that working out for you, Denver fans?
Oh, my goodness.
Where's the Super Bowl at? Just saying. I'll apologize if Russell Wilson can win Super Bowl next year. I might apologize. But until then, I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying.
Who's next?
They were like the Cowboys fans. The Cowboys fans was like,
You've
oh.
already built up enough NFL enemies. NFL fan enemies.
Next up, we have Tampa Bay. We both got Tampa Bay beating Arizona. I'm surprised you picked Tampa Bay.
Relax, Kyle.
I mean, I guess because Arizona lost last week, I guess you're like, oh, I gotta have Sean help me out here. Because you picked your picks, I picked mine, and it took you about an hour to pick yours.
Let's get the clock moving because the bewitching hour is coming up for me. What do you got?
We got the Chargers beating Indianapolis at Indianapolis. You know I got the Chargers for us.
I'm good with that. I can deal with that.
I told you I got the Chargers for. I mean, the Chargers. I had high hopes for them this year, but injuries happen, and
I'm sure you did, but whatever you say, guy.
Are you mad because of the fans?
No, I'm not.
Speaking of fans, if you guys want to chime in, you can hit us on our YouTube channel. Third down with Morgan Holder. That's third down 3 RD down with Morgan Holder. As well, you can also email us at third down with Morgan Holder. That's third down Morgan Holder 3 RD down with Morgan Holder at gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Shoot us some comments. Let us know your thoughts on these picks. And give us a shout out. Hit the like button. And I apologize to certain fans. With that being
okay, too late for that.
With that being said, because Holder is in Washington with some cold weather, we're gonna sign off. So don't let fourth down get you.
And on my side of the microphone, let's just go ahead and say stay penalty free. Tune in next week when Morgan is admitted into the hospital from multiple fan beatdowns.